Hi. Do you currently share problematic views?
Oh, sorry, it doesn't have to be currently.
Oh, okay, cool. Hi. Have you recently shared something?
Oh, sorry, it doesn't have to be recently either.
Oh, okay. Hi. Have you ever shared a problematic opinion that you still hold?
Oh, sorry, they don't still need to have that opinion. They could have changed.
Okay, cool. I got it now. Hi. Did you post a tweet in 2001 that wasn't your fault? Have you ever said anything, publicly or privately, that you later grew out of? Did you create a reality TV show that we all loved and watched, but unfortunately it didn't age well? Have you ever said anything to anyone, anywhere? If the answer is yes, then you, my friend, are at risk of being cancelled. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're good, hope you're well. Thank you so much for the love that I've been getting on some of my recent videos. Subscribers are coming up, which means there's maybe some new people watching this video too. So hello, welcome to you guys too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support, and I'm so glad that you've been loving these videos because I have been loving making them, and we got another one. Today I'm talking about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. It's been bugging, as in every time I see it happen, I'm just like, roll my eyes. And that is cancel culture. I don't know if this one's going to be controversial, if people think it's a positive thing or a negative thing. Overall, I think the where we're at now with cancel culture is not good. And I'm going to talk about it in this video. But before I start, I just want to clarify what I'm not talking about, okay? I'm not talking about holding people accountable. I'm also not talking about correcting someone with love, okay? However, I would also argue that correcting someone with love should come from people who actually know them and are in their close circle. So I'm not talking about that. And finally, I'm not talking about you personally as an individual cancelling someone, withdrawing your support, having a negative opinion on them. What I am talking about, so I don't know if there's an official definition for cancel culture. I have not looked it up. When I talk about it in this video, my thinking around it is it's like a collective group mob type of bashing, withdrawal of support, etc., to an individual, often always a public figure, a celebrity, an influencer. And oftentimes the way I see it played out now is it is laced with malice. It's laced with a lot of retweet hungry rhetoric. So people are not just saying their piece and leaving anymore. They're saying their piece, but they're lining it with like a meme here and a popular saying here and a humor, a joke here, to package it in a way that's like, yeah, retweet this is good. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So if you are somebody who is pro cancelling, cancel culture, cool, listen to this video. If you still agree or disagree or agree, comment down below and we will chat it out. But I'm gonna tell you why I think cancel culture needs to be cancelled. That's the only thing we need to cancel, is cancel culture. Firstly, cancel culture is by far the cheekiest, most self-righteous, most unself-critical thing that I think has come out of social media by far. It's no longer, I feel like, you remember, if you watch my videos, you remember in one of my other videos I talked about, I feel like things always have this cycle where they start in a good place, good intentions, and then they just go too far and it's like, toxic. So I imagine, and I've seen actually this whole, before maybe it was called culture and it was just cancelling, whatever. I believe it came from a good place, or it starts out sometimes in a good place. Like, you know, you think about Me Too, the Me Too movement, and you think, great, like people that are people are being called out, they're being rightfully called out and corrected and yeah, they've just been rightfully called out for their wrong actions, and that's great, right? And so sometimes that happens with cancelling. You can probably think of celebrities popping up in your head now, and it starts off in a good place. It's like, right, great, we're giving a voice to the voiceless. Sometimes, the justice system is flawed and it doesn't give justice where justice needs to be served, and like we kind of power to the people type thing, right? But then I feel like it's shifted, right? So that this good part still happens, but it's kind of shifted, and that is this council culture. That part, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, the reason why I feel like it is self-righteous, is that the word? Yeah, self-righteous. It's just very cheeky in my opinion, right? Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but you don't notice the log that is in your own eye? Matthew 7:3. I would put very good money on the fact that I believe every single one of us, me included, you watching, has said something, done something, thought something in their past, their present, that if brought to light and enough eyes were on this fact, you would be cancelled. We would be cancelled 100%. If not now, then maybe in 10 years when the rules change again in terms of what's right and what's wrong, because they just seem to change all the time. So some things are not going to age well. The things that you say in the privacy of your own home, the things that you might say to the people closest to you, the beliefs you might hold in your head, right? I believe everyone has something that they could potentially be cancelled over. Again, disclaimer, I'm not talking illegal activities. I'm not talking about those things. I'm just talking about thoughts, opinions, problematic things that might pop into our not perfect heads, because we're not perfect. So who are we to decide that this person needs to be cancelled for this thing just because, and this is how I think it works, just because that thing has come to light and it's public, whereas you, my friend, have done the same thing in terms of wrong. It's just that nobody knows.
Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know?
Second reason I think cancel culture as it is now doesn't work is because it's not a rehabilitative, is that the word? Rehabilitative method. When people say, oh, it's the accountability for me, it's about holding people accountable, it's about correcting behavior. You might be setting an example. You might be using someone as an example, which maybe sometimes is necessary. But this notion that cancelling someone will make them better or teach them the lesson that will help them to change, I don't think that's true. The reason I don't think it's true is because how many people have you seen get cancelled, and then when they bring out an apology, the apology is not accepted? So my question is, what do you want, cancellers? What is it that you want? Okay, someone did something 10 years ago, whatever, yesterday. You're now cancelling them. They bring out an apology. The apology gets dissected. But if they didn't bring out the apology, you'd say, so-and-so is being mad quiet. So what is it that you want? I just honestly don't believe that the loud voices that are cancelling people, that they don't want them to learn their lesson and make a change, because that's another thing I've seen, is that it could be years later and that person is still getting dragged for that thing that they did in the past and the thing that they apologized for, and actually that thing that if you look at their behavior now, it might seem that they've changed, but we're not here for that. We just want, basically what we want when we cancel someone is we are saying, you did this thing wrong, I'm not happy, I want you to step down from your platform, sell your livelihood and give it to the poor. That's literally what people are asking for. Sell your belongings and go live in the woods. Thirdly, cancel culture, I think, plays off the assumption that people can't change, which is crazy, because I feel like we give ourselves the grace to be like, I'm evolving, glowing up, I've changed, I've learned, I've this and that and that. But we don't give people that same grace. We be cancelling people for things that they did when they were 15 and that person is now 25. I'm sorry. I would never ever, me personally, I would never ever think to cancel someone for something that they did when they were a teenager or a young adult, or I just wouldn't, because I know me as I am now, I'm so different from the person I was at 16, 17, 18, 19. Granted, I don't believe I was ever like a bully, racist. I don't think I had like quote unquote strong problematic tendencies, yeah? But I was dumb. I can't lie. Like, there were probably things that I would have said back in the day if social media was popping like that. They're guaranteed there are things that I would say that probably would not have aged well. Even if I said something, listen to me. If I say something in this video, right, by the time I've uploaded it, by the time it's live, I could have changed my mind. And that is my own damn business. So I don't know where we got this notion from that what someone said when they were 17 is reflective of who they are now, especially when, had it not been for these resurfaced tweets, resurfaced posts, like that person gave you no indication that is how they are viewed today. I don't know why my babes, she doesn't know me. I don't know her in real life. I don't know why she's always my example, but honestly, Nella Rose, I was just like, raw. It ain't safe in these streets. How can people try to cancel? How can you try to cancel someone for something that they did however many years ago if that person has not given you any indication that they hold those views right now?
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
I'm moving into my final point with this point, and my final point is this. Cancel culture, I think, does not acknowledge that a lot of us are victims, or what's the word? Products of our environment. So back to the Nella thing, and this has happened with I've seen this happen with so many people, that they tweet something problematic. Let's say it's colorist. Back in the day when they were obviously younger, whether or not they were an adult, whatever, they were younger. They're getting cancelled now. The issue there is colorism. Colorism is the issue, yeah? Not to say that people should not take accountability and responsibility for their own actions, but we are all victims of, or products of, let me not use victims, we're all products of the society that we lived in. So at the time, when people were saying colorist stuff, a lot of people were saying colorist stuff. Of course it was wrong, but would you not think, oh, a darker skinned girl making colorist comments, maybe there's some self-hate going on there, maybe there's pick-meism going on that a lot of us had when we were young girls, and the approval of man was everything we lived for. Is this not the kind of critical thinking that we would do and think, oh rah, like that is crazy that a black girl would feel to tweet something like that when she was younger? Like what a society. And we want to cancel or bash the person rather than the problem. Same thing is happening. Oh my gosh. There was a period last year, I don't know if it's still happening, there was a period where all of these videos were coming out about America's Next Top Model. People were saying, oh rah, like this was so problematic. Tyra must have woken up one day and said, wait, what have I done? And the maddest thing is, we were watching America's Next Top Model. We were binging America's Next Top Model. We were loving ANTM. So how dare we now wake up, look back and see, yes, I agree. When I look back, I'm like, ooh, that didn't age well. That is a bit, that's a bit problematic, as was a lot of reality TV shows back then, and to even now. Like when you think about X Factor, the things that some of the contestants go through, like at the time, Big Brother, all those kind of stuff, at the time, it was problematic everywhere because that was the society, that was the time that we were living in, that was acceptable. So how can we all have been watching America's Next Top Model back in the day, binging it season after season, and now that we acknowledge it's problematic, rather than saying America's Next Top Model, that was a bit problematic, things should not be that way now, that's like, wow. Instead now we want to cancel Tyra Banks, the host. What kind of mob mentality bullying is this?
So we were trying to be as realistic in the modeling industry, not trying to embarrass anybody. It's just what is done. So we're pulling back the curtain. Back in the day, nobody complained about it. But as we all evolve, 20 years later, people are like, what the hell? Including me.
And another thing with the ANTM thing is that what I've seen of cancel culture is it's not everybody that's making mistakes that's getting cancelled. No way. First of all, of course, it's just the people that everybody knows, the celebrities, the influencers. All right, cool. But on top of that now, it's the algorithm. The algorithm is deciding who gets cancelled. Because if someone tweeted tomorrow a think piece about me, Adella Afadi is this, she did this in her video, blah, 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 right? And they had no followers or whatever, that is not seeing the light of day. It could get a couple of retweets. Once somebody's cancel call for cancelling post hits the algorithm wave, cancelled. So what I'm hearing is people are sheep. People are sheep, and you're getting cancelled because collectively enough people have decided to also be sheep. You didn't have a problem with this person when you woke up, but this think piece has really, with its 1,000 retweets, has really made you think, I agree. That's mad to me. And another thing, I don't even know what point I'm on, I've lost my points, is that nowadays people are being cancelled for things they did not even say. People are being cancelled for somebody else's interpretation of what you did or did not say.
Mr. Afadi. This you?
Huh?
This you?
Yeah.
Mr. Afadi.
Yeah.
Why do you hate your wife?
What do you mean like that?
Mr. Afadi,
Huh?
in 2011, did you make this tweet saying that Kevin Hart is pretty funny,
I mean, yeah, that is my
knowing full well that he would go on to cheat on his wife?
No.
Meaning that you think it's okay to cheat on your wife?
No, I don't think
It's
that's
the patriarchy for me.
In a nutshell, cancel culture, when taken to extremes and to the toxic side of the cycle, it lacks grace, it lacks self-reflection, it lacks critical individual thinking. It's a very mobbish mentality, in my opinion. It scares people into a place of like agree or die. If someone has a different opinion to me and it's one that I think, oh, whoa, to an extent I can accept that you have a different opinion to me. I'm not going to force you to comply or die. And finally, we can be wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can be wrong, we can learn from our mistakes, and we can be wrong again. We're never gonna get this thing right.
Dialogue is really, really important to understand. I'm disgusted by it too, you know? So we evolve together, I think.
But for me to fear that I'm gonna be cancelled for every single wrong thing that I do, or the fear that if somebody has a loud enough voice, a big enough platform, a convincing enough argument, that they could turn a whole thousands, whatever people against me, that is terrifying. I feel like we preach mental health, positive vibes only, God first. These are the things people have in their bio. But how can we preach mental health, self-care, but we're out here crucifying someone? I just find it bizarre, and I don't like it. Like I said, I don't like it. And I think a lot of the serial cancellers, like the ones that are all for the cancelling, right? I think they convince themselves that they would be able to handle taking as much accountability as they're asking other people to take, or taking as much correction as they want other people to take, but I don't think they do. I think that they say that because they believe that they are righteous enough that they wouldn't have to take correction because they don't actively do things that need correcting. That is a level of pride that I think is quite dangerous. And that's really all I have to say on the matter. Yeah, I don't like cancel culture. I don't really like it. I've probably got more to say, but I can't think of it right now. Let me know in the comments below what you think of what I've said. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, you're cancelled. Just kidding. Don't cancel me, please. If you cancel me, God has not cancelled me. so I'm not really cancelled, am I? But no, don't cancel me, please. Thanks. I'm really sensitive. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, check out some of my recent videos that I've done about influencers, they're not your friends, beauty standards, etc. And I will see you next time. Bye guys.